Hello and welcome back to Investment Vitals. Today we will be talking about update on the claims portal of FTX and also the recent news flows which gives us hope of recovering most if not all of our claim on FTX. But before we proceed, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay in touch with the latest updates on FTX case so that you can act in a timely manner when required. Also, share this video with your friends and families who can benefit as much as you and I do. If you have any comments, inputs, or suggestions or observations, please do write in a comment and do not forget to like the video. With that, without wasting time, let's go into the details. On the screen right now is the latest status in my case of my claims in the FTX login. I request you to also log into your page and see the status update for you guys. In my case, as we can see, step 1, 2, 3, and 5 have a green circle with a tick box against it, which implies that the status is successfully completed. The definition thereof is on the right side as shown by the cursor. Verified, the green circle of the tick implies verified status, which implies that it has been successfully completed. Of course, step number 4 was a review of account balances, and hence it does not necessarily have to be in green and blue. I hope it is the same status for you all. If it is not, please do drop in a comment and we can see what to do about it further. With that, let's move to the latest update in the case, the new dates that are of focus for us. Let's look at the timelines as mentioned by Crawl. 29th of September, as we all know, was the last date for submitting a claim, which is passed. Now, the next important date for us is 18th of October, which is amended schedule bar date. This is only a couple of days down the line, and something important might come up for us for action. I'll be surely keeping you as updated and posted on developments that might be relevant for us. So please stay logged in and tuned to this channel to know if there is any action that is required from your part. With that, let's move to the recent news events, which is giving us a ray of hope in terms of getting our money back from FTX. The particular news article that I'm talking about is the one on screen right now. It says FTX creditors could get full recovery from Anthropic's new funding. Now, for those who are not updated, Anthropic is an AI firm, artificial intelligence firm. It is a competitor to ChatGPT, which is funded, which is housed in OpenAI. Anthropic had received a funding of approximately half investment of around $500,000 from FTX. Now, recently, Anthropic has received around $4 billion of investment from Amazon and around $2 billion of investment from Google. The currently today is valued at approximately $20 billion. Now, although the value of FTX investment in this entity is not currently known, however, the meteoric rise of Anthropic's valuation gives us hope of getting larger part of our money back as was previously expected. In addition to this, there has been certain other developments. For example, this was known earlier as was covered in my previous video. Around $7.3 billion of crypto and other assets have been recovered in FTX. This is comparable to around $8.4 billion of claims that are currently expected on $8.7 billion of claims currently expected on FTX. While this status would get more clearer once the court proceedings goes on, however, this amount is not too tiny as compared to the claim. In addition, there are also certain claims around $2.1 billion which FTX might have as a clawback on Binance, and also another $700 million of claim on investment firm K5. Let's see how this proceeds, because the development in these matters can also have vital bearing on our probability of getting money back. Also, lastly, there's been talk of a potential restart of the exchange, that is to restart FTX as an exchange, often referred to as FTX 2.0. If this proceeds well, FTX could have certain value. Just for context, Celsius, another bankrupt crypto service provider, has received support from Fahrenheit, which wants to restart Celsius. A similar deal in FTX can revive the company. In which case, some of the claimants might get, in addition or in lieu of their crypto or dollar investment deposit in FTX, a share in FTX too, which might be of important consideration or valuation for some of you. Because of all these developments in recent past, we can very clearly see that FTX, the the value of FTX claim has been rising in the market. For those who are not aware, FTX creditors like you and me, people who are expecting money back from FTX, can sell our claim in online marketplace instead of having to wait for the entire legal process to get over. But what is important to note is approximately a year back, market was willing to pay around 6 to 10% of the value of our claim back in lieu of buying it out. For example, if somebody had a claim of say $100 on FTX, the market was willing to pay between $6 and $10 for buying that rights on FTX. This has swelled significantly to around 36 to 41%, which implies during the process of waiting for the litigation, the market is willing to pay approximately 40% of your claim, which implies market is expecting a recovery far more than 40%. Just for context, Celsius, which is another crypto service provider, which is in more advanced stages of litigation, has a claim ratio lower than FTX. As per the current court proceedings and development in Celsius, the Celsius depositors expect anywhere between 65 to 75% of the money back in form of crypto and shares of the new company once Celsius starts. Given the current market pricing for FTX, we can very well expect to get upwards of 75% in FTX. And as we discussed some time back, there is a possibility of getting all our money back. In this context, it's also important to know that Coinbase was in talks with FTX Europe to buy it out. Now, for those who are not aware, FTX was one of the largest derivatives players in the derivatives market, in crypto market. It was the second largest crypto exchange and was a very dominant player when it came to crypto derivatives. Therefore, it has some value, although the talks with Coinbase, to the best of my knowledge, has not progressed as of now. But this gives us some ray of hope. It is also important to note that in terms of statistics, FTX had around 5 million active users in 2022. It had average volume of around $12.5 billion US dollars. It had its revenue was expected to reach around 1.1 billion dollars. That is the income it would have been generated from the exchange operations. And prior to the collapse, FTX was being valued at $32 billion US dollars. That is. Now, given this, it is not unlikely that some of the investors might be interested in reviving the exchange. It is, however, just to be on a cautious note, it is also important to note that Binance had, before the FTX collapsed, Binance was in discussion to buy out FTX but had backed out from the deal, maybe because it did not see value in FTX. So it is not, it is also, there's also some degree of possibility that the exchange might never revive. In other smaller news, Department of Justice has also laid claims to two luxury jet that was allegedly owned by SBF, who was the owner of FTX, that is Sam Bankman-Fried. These jet valued around 28 million, although there are some disputes between the actual ownership of this jet. However, such small recoveries could add up to increasing the realization value that we might expect. Nonetheless, all these steps add up to the fact that we can hope to get some of our money back. Not some, in fact, we can get a lot of our money back, if not all of it back. However, stay cautious. Do not have too high hopes immediately because this will be long drawn process. This is just a start of a long drawn process. It might take time, but I'm very hopeful of getting a large part of our money back. Also, given the prospect of having FTX2, that is the exchange restarted, some of us might be offered some degree of shares in the new company in addition or in lieu of the crypto balances or direct cash payment. As we had discussed some time back in my previous video, FTX has been allowed to liquidate some of its crypto holding, which means that by the time the court proceedings comes to an end, large part come to a conclusion, a large part of FTX crypto holding, that is our or yours crypto holding, might have been liquidated into liquid asset, that is US dollars. So we might get some of our money back, if not all of our money back, in terms of US dollars or fiat currencies. However, if the court goes in direction similar to what has been decided in case of Celsius, there's a possibility of us being given a choice between getting more amount of money back in terms of fiat, or getting more amount of shares of the new entity back. Let's see how it proceeds. Stay tuned to the channel to know of the latest updates to help you decide on which of the two avenues is better for you and what are the options being available to you. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and share this with your friends. And do let me know if you have any comments. Thank you so much. See you. Bye bye.